welcome here to the beautiful East Fremantle Lacrosse Club for Day 3 action of the ALA 2019 Under-18 Men's and Women's Championships. The ground is bathed in a bit of sunshine right now, a little bit of grey cloud overhead, but looks like it is going to be a perfect day for lacrosse. And live through the Australian Lacrosse Network, we have 3 cracking games today. So first up, we'll see New Zealand v Victoria. And Victoria already booking a place into the finals here for the men's competition. But then we move to the women's game, which is South Australia, Western Australia. And the winner of that game will go through, potentially, to the final. If SA win it, they'll definitely go through. If WA win it, they'll need to win by a fairly decent margin to book a spot, as their goal percentage or goal count will be deciding. And but South Australia have the ability to book a championship final if they win that game. And then we move to the boys later in the day, and that also is against WA and South Australia. And the winner of that game potentially has the ability to go through to the final to meet Victoria, who I said have already booked their final. So we're going to bring this first game to you, New Zealand and Victoria, as the boys are just warming up out the back. And a couple of results from yesterday. Obviously, WA getting over New Zealand, 8-4. But New Zealand at half-time were up, and WA came back to just get over the line in that one, 8-4. And speaking to Sean Levy yesterday for WA, he said the boys went out with a bit of an attitude that it might just be a little easy, and there's no such thing as easy in lacrosse. And the boys had to work fairly hard in that last quarter, so I'm sure they'll come out switched on today, WA, as will the South Australian boys, as they played Victoria yesterday and went down 10-2, but it sets up a cracking match for the afternoon. So if you are on the live feed here, we welcome you to the Australian Lacrosse Network, and we'd love you to share our feed, so the more people that get to see this beautiful game that we are involved in, the better. And we see the referees coming out onto the field now, and we have Dave McRae, who is the head referee in this game. Number 1 is Luke Keesing. Then we have Carol Boland, number 2. We have Shane Abbott. He won't get to toss too many flags out there today, potentially, Shane, with the CBO. And Alan Caldwell will be the bench manager. We wish them well today as well, because without them we don't have this great game either. So wish the boys really well. The players are just about to take the field here, which is what, in an interesting game, you would probably expect that Victoria may look, being the fact that they're in the final, may look at running their bench a bit longer today. And New Zealand will certainly want to, with their fight throughout the week, we'll look at getting over and putting some pressure on this Victorian team. And the long poles for New Zealand have been very, very good through the week, as have the guys like Clarkson and Houlihan coming through the forward and mid there, as well as a lot of the other players. Goalies today, obviously Cruz for New Zealand has played exceptionally well, as we see Victoria running out onto the field, led by their captain there, Edison Pike, and co-captain Sam Bunches. And Edison Pike at the moment leading scorer in the men's competition. He has a 9-1, 9 goals to 1. And coming off an MVP performance yesterday against the SA boys. And for WA, we have Jackson Bramley coming off an MVP performance yesterday against WA. So looking forward to a very captivating game here in the first of 3 live games brought to you by the Australian Lacrosse Network. And we hope you enjoy the viewing for the rest of the day. If you want to send us a shout out, we'll try to get to as many as we possibly can throughout the game. And enjoy this live lacrosse, as the goalkeepers shaking hands at the moment. So we have Cruz and Bidwell Barton starting respectively in the cages for their teams, as the boys just go to the last minute huddle And then we will be underway in this first game of 3 that we will be bringing you today. Apologies, just getting my, myself set up here, and I can hear myself talking. Now I know what everyone else feels like. So, a couple of quick shout-outs we see early on here. We see Linda Morrison, awesome, thank you. Pamela Barnes, big shout-out to you. And we hope you enjoy this. If you're across the ditch watching, we hope we do justice to your boys. And first face-off here to be won. Bit of a scrappy one, ball's out the back. And still ground ball to be won. Victoria have, we've got a loose ball push coming here, so New Zealand will take the ball. And Jackson Bramley, MVP from yesterday, will bring the ball into attack for New Zealand. And New Zealand will have the first offensive threat. Kicks it up there to Clarkson. And Clarkson will just get the offense organised. Kicks it out there to Robertson. And Robertson back to Clarkson. And looking, as they have done this week, to drive down this right-hand side, create a bit of space. They'll be looking at getting a couple of touches. Just kicks it down to Harrison, the co-captain of New Zealand, one of the co-captains. Harrison, just good pace there, looking at coming around the corner, but good double from Victoria. And there's a big hack there. But New Zealand picking up the ball. Long sticks, ball has dropped down here. Kicks it over to Warren, and Warren will run it out, but runs into a brick wall that is Clarkson. And Clarkson certainly let him know that you're not coming through this door. As the ball just trickles out in front of us, and plenty of ball to be won here as Edison Pike picks up the ball, brings it into offense for Victoria for the first time. Down to Pagliaro. Pagliaro liking what he sees early, steps around, and that one's just gone to the left of the cage, but Victoria with the back up there in the fact of Harari just sitting behind. He's just kicking it over here again to Pagliaro. Kicks it down here to Pike. Pike, obviously the leading goal scorer, kicks it to Pagliaro again. Second shot for the game. That one's just missed to the left-hand side as well. Kicks over here to Gibson. Gibson running down the right-hand side. Kicks it down there to Pike. Pike to Gibbo. Ball just, that gives it over to Gibbo, I should say. That was Harari kicking it over to Gibbo. Warren with the ball up top, under plenty of pressure there. New Zealand pushing out in their defence as Gibbo runs down the side here. Still nothing on, kicks the ball. Oh, good cut through there from Warren. As Pike goes around the work, the double's sitting there ready to go. Yeah, there's nothing through there as Clarkson just really holding the defence. Oh, just misses the ball inside there to Harari. Harari kicks it over to Warren, and Warren goes about his work against this big defence from New Zealand. Just steps inside, a little backhander. There's the third shot of the game for Victoria, but all 3 shots missing the cage. And Victoria, again, with the backup, will pick the ball up here and bring it in from the back corner through Harari. And Harari just back to Pike. So opportunities being had for Victoria as Clarkson just pushing around Pike. So ball comes up here now to Buchanan. Buchanan picking up the shorty. This is where Victoria have done their work all week. Sits around, and that is a great shot there. And he's very happy with his work, Buchanan. Just by himself down the side there. Puts it to the left-hand side of the keeper. And on his left-hand side, pops a little bounce shot. And there is the first one for Victoria as we get a 1-0 game here. And Buchanan is on the board. He has 1-0. And the fourth shot from the Victorian team managing to find the net. But good defensive pressure there from the New Zealand team. And certainly putting a lot of pressure on. So we've got Patel in the face-off here against McDonald. McDonald did a great job the other day. Picked up there from Bown. That's Lachlan Bown. And the ball kicked out here to Harari. Harari going about the work. Pike cutting through the centre there as Victoria bring on their substitutions. And Gibson and Warren come on the field for Victoria. Kicks it over here to Hannah Roberts. Hannah Roberts made an impact in our first live game the other day, came on. First 2 possessions for him, ran down the right-hand side and 2 goals. So Victoria will certainly be looking for him to get a fair bit of ball as he fights for the ground ball there. And a ground ball to be won, still on the deck. As the ball is off a blue stick here, and that will go to New Zealand. Unfortunately, Hannah Roberts just not quite getting that one in the stick and off the tip. And New Zealand will bring the ball in here through their long sticks. And Murahidi just pushing that one back to the goalkeeper, Cruz. And they will come out through Burns on the other side. Oh, good look up the field. Finds Holbrook. And that was an outstanding feed as New Zealand look to bring it through X and get their offensive structure set up. As we see Ganley up the top here. And looking against Gibbo at doing some work, just running into the defender there and turning back, thinking better of it. Kicks it up here to Hand. Hand, New Zealand really trying to spread this defence early. And he's going to watch that Ward there. But ball is down. Great pick up there from the defender, Gawley, who kicks it out here to Gibson. Gibson looking down. He's got a long sticker on. That ball has just missed, and Victoria racing to try and pick that ball up. Great work out the outer side there from Harari, just tiptoeing, trying not to be out of bounds when he brings that ball back in. Kicks it over here to Gibson, and Gibson there knocking it down to the back to Pagliaro. Pagliaro to Harari. Harari trying to work around that short stick to Gibson. Gibson nails Cruz in the chest, but that is a save from the New Zealand keeper, and the Victorian boys all over the keeper down there as the ball is here to be won. Long sticker there for New Zealand in Murahidi. Just trying to get through. Just gives it over to his counterpart. Looks down the bottom. Here is the goal scorer. And he gets another one to extend his lead for the most goals for the tournament. And Edison Pike getting on the board there through a turnover through the middle. As we see the replay here live on your Australian Lacrosse Network. Ball just got up the top there. Great pick-off from the long sticker coming on. Found Edison Pike, and Edison Pike having no worries with that one. And he gets his 10th goal of the tournament and his first goal of this first quarter. And New Zealand not able to get on the scoreboard yet. We see Victoria with a 2-0 lead, but certainly some good lacrosse being played here. So we see Patel here against Marsh, and Marsh has been really good in the face for Victoria this week. But Patel doing a great job there against his Victorian counterpart. Ground ball to be run. And there's the long sticker just working really hard there. That is Shea Moat. Shea Moat doing a great job. Kicks it over there to Warren. Warren looking down the side. Another big save there. 2 big saves. The second one's come off there. Ground ball. Plenty of ball to be won on the deck. Those who get the ground balls in their stick first look like they will control this game today as he kicks down to Warren, and Victoria just looking for a couple of subs here. As we see Jackson Marsh and Moat off, and Rawdink and the goal scorer Buchanan. And while that's all happening, the stick of Pagliaro gets one on the board here. Just manages to beat his opponent here. Just steps up top side. Defenders can't let you get beaten up top side, otherwise there's easy goals. And Pagliaro gets his first of the game. And we have a 3-0 lead here to Victoria. And a few shout-outs here. Aussie Sharks, Benji Muxlow watching. G'day, Benj. Johnny Hill, Mr. Timmy Kennedy watching here. A couple of the SA boys, Oliver North, and assistant coach of the box team, Wade Hammond, just having a bit of a watch as well. Betty Newman, big shout-out to you, mate. So Simon Pouchard asks, who is playing in the cage? And we have a timeout to New Zealand while I can answer that question. So for New Zealand, in the cage we have Andre Cruz, and down the other end we have Jay Bidwell Barton for Victoria. So Simon, I hope that answers your question. So the New Zealand guys just obviously going about just calling a time out there to assess their offensive structure here. And we will see what they bring out after this timeout break. There's about 6 minutes to go in this first term. The sun is shining down here at the beautiful East Fremantle Lacrosse Club. It's probably about 18 or 19 degrees, so a perfect day for lacrosse here, and a perfect day to share the live feeds from the Australian Lacrosse Network, and tell your friends and family to get on and have a look. We're looking for some big numbers to be here watching as we see people getting on board right now. The numbers going up here on our live feed of this early game, and we certainly expect the 2 games this afternoon, which are very, very crucial in WA and South Australia, men's and women's respectively, to the final in where they will end up. So New Zealand coming out of their timeout. Ash just calling a timeout there. So let's see what New Zealand bring out into this offensive set. As Jackson Bramley will start with the ball. He has Clarkson to his right and Robertson to his left. So just obviously going through something here. They've got a set structure that they're about to play. They're playing in a 2-2-2 at the moment, or an I formation. So that is 2 down behind the cage. We have 2 in the crease at top high, and the ball is being kicked down. Looks like they will rotate around. Kicks up the top. Good catch there from Houlihan. He's been big in the crease for New Zealand this week. Just unable to put the shot away with a little bit of pressure there, but good work from New Zealand. Certainly worked it out, and we see Bunches, the Victorian co-captain, just asking to settle down in this clear, and they look like they are going to just slow clear this up the field. Bidwell Barton now with the ball, just popping up the top as we see Gibbo just on the top side. So we've got a mismatch on this off-box side. And there we go, the release is there. Oh, he's just put the pass at the feet and able to keep it in. Great pick up there from Pike. Pike again, just making his teammate have to work for that ball a bit harder than he should have by trying to bruise his toes. But kicks it down, and we've got 5 minutes to go. Look, the Victorian coaches would like to see the passing a little bit better, because their last 3 or 4 passes have found them at the feet. And as we see the last pass being turned over, and ball is given here to Bramley, and Bramley is trying to run this ball out. So they've got a mismatch, and Victoria running this ride really well. Just looks over. Ball in the stick here, but plenty of pressure coming from New Zealand from behind. As we see Houlihan getting that ground ball under good defensive pressure there from Sam Bunches. And we have him working really hard as a flag is thrown there, and the ball has just hit the back of the net. So New Zealand will find themselves in a man-up situation. It looks like we have a 30-second push there. No, we have a cross-check. No, we were correct. It was a push. So a 30-second penalty there to New Zealand, or to Victoria, and New Zealand will see their man up. They have been playing a 2-2-2 again in this man up, looking for the ball to go down. They're actually in a 1-4-1 at the moment. So looking down, 1-4-1, 20 seconds left on the penalty. Steps around, and what a cracking shot from behind there. Zane Harrison just tiptoeing around the corner, finding what mustn't have been much of a hole. And Zane Harrison gets on the board for New Zealand. You can see here, just Victorian defence not recognising him coming around. That slide didn't come down quick enough. And Zane Harrison gets the first one for New Zealand. And New Zealand are on the board. And we have a 3-1 game here. And it is a great bit of work there. They're scoring on a man-up opportunity. Doesn't matter how you get them, but that one was in the back of the net and beats Bidwell Barton for the first time today.
Turns down.
So face off here. Jackson Marsh been really good in the face. Jackson Marsh with the fast kick down to Pike. Pike just running the right-hand side. Looks down the bottom here. Steps inside Pagliaro, but the New Zealand defence are awake to that. So that slide needs to come again because there's might have been one on the helmet. That's a little bit of a brush. Let him play. So we've got a moving pick here from Victoria. Ball will turn over to New Zealand. And the ball will come back the other way. As Leo Ganley brings it out for New Zealand. And Victoria setting this ride fairly high. The two New Zealand guys behind. Oh, that's a very, very ordinary pass there to his teammate. Puts him under lots of pressure. Ball to be won. Fantastic pick up there from Bound. But ball lost again. Picks up there from Buchanan. Buchanan down to Pagliaro. And Pagliaro says, look, let's settle this down a bit, boys. As we have Warren on the opposite side here. As Victoria gets set. Kicks it down to Harari. Harari down to Pike. And down to Pagliaro. Great cut there. As we have a sub come on here. Lachlan Warren coming. No, sorry, that is Harry Gibson. Looked like a one from where I was sitting, but Harry Gibson with the ball. Gibbo's picked up that shorty up the top, and Victoria have been doing this all week. Just driving from the top. Looking down in that bottom corner. There's a rip. We will have a back up there from Victoria, so nothing lost. Harari was loose on the bottom corner on this right-hand side, and if Gibbo had seen him, the pass would have been across, would have been an easy shot. 1 minute left in this first term as the ball is kicked up again, just faking to shoot, steps inside, and there we go. Warren with the shot on the keeper, just goes low from the crease, and Warren with his first one of the game. As we see the replay here, the ball just coming from to the top. Kicked it up there, kicks it over to Harari. Harari looking inside to Warren, and Harari with an assist there, but Warren putting that one away. And a 4-1 game here to Victoria. And Jenny Strongy, hello from New Zealand. Come on, boys. Jono Kiplocks, there we go. Cheers from Hong Kong Lacrosse Open. Jono obviously sunning it up in Hong Kong over there at the moment. Big shout out to you, Jono. As the ball is here, and we've got a broken stick there from the New Zealand field. As the ball just pops over the top, less than 10 seconds to go here. We have a flag being thrown there from Shane Abbott. Not much flag height early in the morning. Hopefully that flag height gets a lot bigger by the end of the day from Mr. Shane Abbott. So we have an illegal procedure there from New Zealand, and walked off with a broken stick, came back on the field with a broken stick. So illegal procedure there. We'll have a 30-second penalty in the box, and with less than 10 seconds. So with less than 10 seconds to go in the quarter, Victoria just being asked to hold the ball, as there is a man in penalty here, and if a man in the penalty and you have possession of the ball, they will start with possession on the next quarter.
Blue had possession.
Black had possession behind the goal.
So just conferring here when the ball was when the illegal procedure was called.
Blue ball, and black were offside, illegal procedure, so they got 30-second foul.
So blue
ball.
Just Luke Keesing expressing.
So you get down to your spot.
Expressing there. So Blue actually had the ball when that penalty occurred, even though they threw it out the back. So they still had deemed to have possession. And Victoria will just hold the ball up here as the clock is on the field. Time is about to run out here as Luke Keesing blows the whistle for the end of this first term. Victoria will start with the ball in the second term. We have a 4-1 lead here to Victoria, and we have 22 seconds left in that penalty, so Victoria will start the second quarter with a 22-second man-up play, and it has been a good first quarter of lacrosse here. So here we go. Jono Kiplock saying hello. We'll get to a few shout-outs now while we're here. Omar, one of the referees here for the tournament, he's saying hello from the cafe down the road, so obviously getting some coffee in his body and system to get through the later games today. Yvonne Perry, Kia Kaha from New Zealand, Come on, find the net. Yep. Jenny Strong says, well done, Zane. Come on, boys. Carleen Harrison, awesome goal, Zane. And Jono Kiplock's just giving Shane Abbott some grief about his flag height. Shane Abbott better get his flags higher. I agree. Low flags and gloves. He's not known as a princess for no reason. And I did coach him when he was playing in one of the state teams here in Perth. And I can tell you, Jono, he did not like getting in the pool to do a warm down. So we have some replays here on the screen. And just looking inside there, so we see Lachlan Warren with a goal there. That was the one from inside from Harari. And this one was Edison Pike just coming around the corner. Looked outside to the big shot. Oh, that's coming back in again, and that was where that play first started. So goal scorers for the first quarter. We have Lachlan Warren, Edison Pike, Joseph Pagliaro, and Ethan Buchanan with one from Victoria. And for New Zealand, we have Zane Harrison, who got the one coming around the bottom corner there in that man-up play. And we have a 4-1 game here to New Zealand over Victoria. Victoria obviously leading 4-1. And as they come out into their second quarter, we will see Victoria start with the ball. So the players are rushing down to find their positions. The referees are set. And Victoria starting with the ball. Buchanan just kicking it down. Kicks it up there to Warren. Warren kicks it over to Pagliaro. Pagliaro down to Pike. Pike back to Pagliaro. Pagliaro from outside. And that one has gone right off the cage. But there is back up there. Penalty about to be released here from New Zealand. So still in a man-up opportunity. Looks to the other side and finds an open Dylan Harari. And Harari will start the scoring for the second quarter. As we see here on the Australian Lacrosse Network replay, they heard the call that it was going to be even. Looks over the top. Pike with another assist, just racking up those points. Just finds the open man on the opposite side, and the goalie struggling to get back there. As New Zealand go down by another one. And Dylan Harari gets his first of the game. It is 5-1 here to Victoria. Ball to be won. Shea Moat doing a great job in there. But great ground ball coming off the side there from Moat, who kicks the ball down here. Kicks it to Harari and just can't quite get a handle on it. Has stepped over the back line. And New Zealand will have to clear the ball here as they send the shorty down onto the ball. That is Jackson Bramley with the ball. He's been doing a fair bit of work coming up through the midfield and trying to clear this. He's going to try and just get through the short stick defence. There is a lot of pressure here. He's got a man on the outside if he needs, but he's done a great job to try and get through there. Good ball hold. And unfortunately, he's been picked off as it will come back the other way. And Harari with numbers just looks inside, kicks it down to Pike. Pike looks inside. There's that look away again from Joseph Pagliaro. And he's done that a couple of times where he looks away. But great ball movement from Victoria. And you can see here the numbers chasing back. Pike looking down. Another point for Pike. There's another assist. And he's certainly bringing his teammates into it. And Pagliaro gets his second of the game. And we are out to a 6-1 lead here to Victoria as we see McDonald up against Patel. And it's been a really good battle in the face-off for both sides. Patel's certainly been doing well in there. And but the long stickers of New Zealand coming off the side have been doing a great job in finding that. But we've got Patel winning that one backwards as the ball being picked up. There's a flurry of blue shirts around him. They found all 4 points, north, east, south and west of that attacker. Kicks down. Oh, good shot there from McDonald. Just a quick drop the hands, change the plane. And that one has gone stick side of the New Zealand keeper in Cruz. And McDonald gets his first of the game. As we see the replay here, just kicks the ball up the top, and Harari with the assist there finds McDonald, who puts his first on the board. Victoria out to a 7-1 lead. And back to another face-off here. We have Jackson Marsh up against Turunga Perry. And Jackson Marsh, as I said, he's been doing really well. We've got a break there on New Zealand. So Perry just going a little bit too quickly there. And Marsh will bring the ball into offense for Victoria. Kicks it down here to Harari. Harari kicking the ball up. Kicks it up there to Buchanan. Buchanan over to Rawdink, who kicks it down to Pagliaro. Pagliaro to Pike. Pike with already a couple of assists this morning. Kicks it over there to Warren. Warren on the field, looking at running this shorty down the side here. He gets that. The big defender comes in, but there's plenty of shooting space. Good back up there from Pagliaro. Pagliaro picks the ball up, kicks it up here to Harari. Harari over to Rawdick, who kicks that one over to Buchanan. Down to Pike. Pike kicks it up there again to Harari, and New Zealand setting up. The ball will come back up the top here as Warren comes down the side. Another look. Oh, good look down the bottom corner. That's a fantastic assist there from Warren to Pike, and Pike continues to rack up the points here in this tournament, and that is his second for the game. New Zealand and Victoria working that extremely well. Just sends the man through to create space. Just comes round the back there, Pike, and New Zealand defence not able to pick that one up. Kicks it down the bottom, and Pike with a great finish on the bottom corner. Not much the keeper can do there, where he's had to come back onto his right-hand pipe. And we see now New Zealand out to, Victoria out to an 8-1 lead. Has face-off again here. Patel against McDonald. Has a great pick up there from the long sticker from New Zealand in Alistair Hareman. Again, plenty of pressure being shown here by New Zealand. Patel trying to work his way out of what was a minefield of blue shirts. Good little flick over. Ground ball to be won. Still ground ball to be won. Great ground ball there from Moat. Kicks it down to Pike. So Pike is bringing the ball, tiptoeing the line here. Kicks it up to the long, as we have a timeout called here by the Victorian team, as they are in offense and they get settled in this next offensive play. We have an 8-1 game here to Victoria over New Zealand. Alison Latch, go Jacko, Yvonne Perry, go Turunga. Oh, and big shout-outs to Jack King, Justin Still. Under-19 coach Gav Levy is watching this. Obviously, there's a few boys that he will be coaching within this under-19 squad, so he'd be looking at that. Big shout-out also to Karen Mortimer, who's just joined the feed. Karen Meredith as well is watching on the live stream. Dan Jalulis, g'day Jan, one of the young lads I coached at East Torrens, and big shout-out to you, mate. Dom Kildare, one of my old teammates, and now a Brighton stalwart down there watching, so big shout-out to Dom Kildare. Another one of the Zebras, Rick Smithson, is watching, so shout-out to you. Bradley Edwards, they're all on today, and it's good to see so many people watching. Kath Connerty watching as well, and it is only going to get better as the day goes on. Donna Wood also watching on the live feed. So big shout-out to everyone on the Australian Lacrosse Network who has the live feed on, and we hope you're enjoying this game, as the games are only going to heat up for the rest of the day, with the two big matches between SA and WA to decide who will go through to the championship finals. As in the men's, Victoria have already booked that final, and unless something really bad happens, Victoria will book a spot to the final as well in the women's. But they are in the box seat there as we see Victoria with the ball after that timeout. Let's see what the coaches have given to their players here in the blue and white. Kicks it up here to Gibbo. Gibson looking at the top. Maybe just looking at some structures for tomorrow now. Just get these processes right. As it kicks down to Harari. Harari kicks down to Pagliaro. Pagliaro kicks it over there to Warren. And Warren back up to Gibson, And this is where they drive that right-hand side. Gibbo kicks it down. Quick ball movement to Pike the other side. As now they have opened up the top here. There's a right hand. We've got three people in the centre there for Victoria as Gibbo just pushes back out, kicks up the top. Here comes that drive down the right-hand side. This is what Victoria have been doing all day, kicking the ball out, looks back up the top. There it is. Gibbo, good pressure from the New Zealand. There's a New Zealand crush if you've ever seen one. Two poles just right on with what Victoria were doing then. Great defence from Victoria. Kicks it up here to Hannah Roberts. Hannah Roberts getting a couple of goals the other day. He'd be looking forward to getting a touch and a shot on cage. He had 2 from 2 the other day in that first game of our live feeds. Kicks up here to Harari. And Harari just bringing Turunga Perry up to the top. New Zealand looking at this slide coming. Oh, good defence there from Perry. Perry has got the ball and he's off to the races. So ball coming inside. He's got it. There's a man-up opportunity here. Kicks it down the bottom. Good defence there from Victoria, but good play. Wants to roll inside. Not there. Really good defence. Ball to be won on the ground here. And that is Marundan. Oh, there we go. Ball still to be won on the ground. Needs to get the ground ball. Good check there from the Victorian. Long stick there in Ford. And Ford looking at that quick restart. Oh, he's gone the bomb. Found his long stick compatriot. Just couldn't handle the ball there. A good outlet. Plenty going on here. Ground ball to be won again. As Pike's fighting for it. New Zealand long stick there. Still the ball on the deck. Someone needs to pick it up, and there we go. Clarkson picks the ball up, and just as he picked the ball up, we have a timeout here to New Zealand. A flag has been thrown. And we have a penalty there on Victoria. We have the blue 2-5, which is Ford, called for a slash there. So New Zealand will be in a 1-minute man-up situation for this possession after the timeout. They are 8-1 on the scoreboard here. As we see some more shout-outs here. Jean Bone enjoying a great game. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I wasn't sure whether that was Bowen or Bowen, but hopefully I've got that right, Jean. And because there's a couple with the names out here that we are commentating and they're playing exceptionally well. Laney Orty says, go Victoria. Liz Balfour enjoying the feed here in Vix. Thanks, guys. We are enjoying bringing it to you, Liz. So we hope you were enjoying watching the Victorian guys here. Andy Semler, shooter Semler, watching here as he is over watching young Zach play for the South Australian team. And Yvonne Perry says, hey, Mards. And Meg Pike says, go Ed. And one of my own boys there in South Australia. Big shout out to Jack Zuvich. Looking forward to getting our season kicked off in next weekend. And Jack Zuvich from the Cert Lacrosse Club, certainly going to be an integral part this year. So big shout out to you, Jacko, watching on the live feed from South Australia. And New Zealand into a man-up situation here. So we'll see what they do. They've technically been playing that 1-4-1 and looking for those two guys up top. As pressure being shown out the back here. Victoria happy to put outside pressure on this man up of New Zealand. Certainly pushing that ball when it gets behind. They know that potentially the play is coming from out there, so why not put the pressure? But good ball movement there. 30 seconds left in the penalty. As the ball is being kicked around here from New Zealand. Kicks it over there to Clarkson. Clarkson back up there to Robertson. Robertson back to Clarkson. Looking at getting something done here from New Zealand. 10 seconds left on that penalty. Ball kicked up the top. We have Hand. Kicks it over, kicks it down. Shot to be had here. Oh, great save there from Bidwell Barton. Didn't know where that went, but he was in the right position. And a big shot there from Holbrook. That's nearly beaten the Victorian keeper. As the ball comes out here, got to watch the offside here for New Zealand. And just kicks it over the top there. Gourley, as the ball kicks down the back, and Victoria getting out of that man-down situation with no score added. But certainly a good opportunity there for New Zealand in Holbrook And it was a good shot on the right 45 here. So ball kicks down here to Buchanan. Buchanan's got Pike. Pike kicks it up to Gibson. Gibson kicks it up there to Raw Dink. Raw Dink down the right-hand side, frees his hands, and bang, that one's gone through the 5-hole of the New Zealand keeper, Cruz. And Tane Raw Dink gets his first of the game, just able to free the hands on the right-hand side here, as you see on the replay. Just picks up, drives his shorty. No one comes to him, and straight through the legs of the New Zealand keeper. And Tane Raw Dink has his first of the game. We are out to a 9-1 lead here to Victoria. As back in the centre here, about 4.5 minutes to go of this second term. And we see Patel in the against McDonald. McDonald winning that one. Kicks it out the back. Great pick up there from Warren. And Warren is picked up the shorty. Just gets inside. Good pick being set there from Buchanan. Buchanan just looking up the middle, but just finds the pick off there from the defender. Looks good fake. Look inside, and turnovers that in that part of the ground will cost you if they come back, and that one came back with interest. And Warren there getting his second of the game. You can see the pressure being shown there by the Victorian riding team, as Lachlan Warren just puts that one away. One-on-one with the keeper. Not much the keeper can do with that one. And out to a 10-1 lead. And Victoria certainly showing that riding presence that they have shown all week. And we are here at 3 minutes 10 to go in the second term. So we got Patel up here against Marsh. Patel had the ball in his stick. Good check there. Ball to be won on the ground again. There's been plenty of those today. Great ground ball there from Bound. Just kicked it out the side. Kicks it down again. He gets the ball back here. So Bound in offense, as he thinks twice about it. So he's going to do the right thing, and he's coming off for his shorty counterpart in Harari, as Harari comes on the field. As Marsh also sends a sub, which brings Gibson back on. So 2:30 to go in the second term here, as Harari has the ball. Kicked it down to the last goal scorer in Raw Dink, who kicks it over there to Buchanan. Buchanan to Harari. Harari over to Gibson. Gibson just showing a little bit of a head fake there, but not going with it. As he kicks down to Buchanan. Buchanan just tiptoeing down there. Raw Dink, he will kick it up the top, and they will get through and set something up here. So 2 minutes. We have a stall call on the field here, so they're going to have to keep it below the restraining line. As kicks it up to Harari. Harari over to Gibson. Gibson down to Pagliaro. Pagliaro kicking it there to Buchanan. Buchanan tiptoeing. Good defense there from Victoria. Yeah, good play there from Harari. Just telling Raw Dink he's got to be below the line, because the stall call is still on here. As Pagliaro goes about his work behind the cage. They're looking at an inside feed. They normally bring this up and expose the top. So with the stall call on, not being able to bring it so high to get that run up, they're probably going to have to do some work behind X. As Raw Dink with the ball. Doesn't want to step over that line up the top, but comes down the right again. No one comes to him again. Good save there from Cruz, the keeper. Saw the first shot. The second shot went very, very close to where the goal went in, and he was all over that one. Minute to go. Hammond with the ball from New Zealand. So New Zealand looking at working the ball out. Hammond kicks it over here to Cruz. Cruz just needs to keep walking the ball up. He has opponent on the left-hand side here of him as he kicks that over there to Burns. Burns kicking it back to the keeper, Cruz. New Zealand, there's not much movement here from the New Zealand clearing team, as the player does present to him, as Ganley just presents to him, but New Zealand riding pressure at the moment, really, really good. Ball just being shunt loose of the defensive stick. Big hit down there from Buchanan to make the ball go loose. And we have a timeout on the Victorian team here with less than probably 10 or 15 seconds to go in the quarter. So we've got 10 seconds to go in this quarter, give or take. And Victoria calling a timeout. Great riding pressure there from the Victorian team, not allowing New Zealand to come out and just putting immense pressure on. So they'll be looking at continuing that for the rest of the tournament as they go to the final tomorrow against a yet-to-be-known opponent. But obviously South Australia and Western Australia will be watching this intently to see exactly what's happening with the processes here from Victoria. And Victoria with 10 seconds left to go, obviously wanting to put a shot on. Coach has just set up a set play here, so we'll see whether that timeout was worth it. And looking at setting up here, looks like a 1-4-1 that Victoria are setting up in. New Zealand need to get out on the field. As the New Zealand defenders come out to try and stop this last little offensive foray. Big shout out to Roxanne Levy as well, watching on the live feed. 10 seconds left to go. So they're going to need to get a shot off here. Just stumbles up the top. Good defense from New Zealand. Looks inside. Nothing to be had there. Pike picks up the ball, kicks it back down the back, and that one will trickle out of bounds. So we have about probably 2 seconds to go. Whistle is about to be blown here. So 2 seconds, 1 second, there goes the whistle. And that is half-time here at the game between Victoria and New Zealand on day 3 here in the Australian Lacrosse Network's live feed to you of the Australian Lacrosse Association Under-18s Championship. And we see Victoria out to a 10-1 lead at half-time. And they are putting immense pressure on the New Zealand team. Goal scorers that quarter for Victoria. We have Lachlan Warren with 1. That's 2 for the game for him. Dylan Harari with 1. Willie McDonald getting on the board. Edison Pike getting another goal that quarter, but a couple of assists as well, continuing to rack up points here in this tournament. Pagliaro doing a power of work down in that offensive end. He has 1. Tane Rawdink getting on through that right-hand drive down the side here late. Had another opportunity, but Cruz stopped that one. He has 1. So 5 for the quarter for Victoria. And New Zealand not troubling the scorers that time. And Zane Harrison with the only goal for New Zealand in the first quarter. We have a 10-1 halftime lead here to New Zealand. And we have some replays coming on the board here for the Australian Lacrosse Network. As we see the first replay here with Edison Pike picking up the ball. He kicks it over there to Harari. Harari just popping that one in on the backside. And Harari with that one getting his first of the game. This was the turnover that happened, and they were streaming down the field out of numbers. Pike just kicked that ball down there, and that was Pagliaro just finishing that ball. So that was his first of the quarter and second of the game. Harari just stepping inside his opponent here, kicked it over to the into the middle. There we go, McDonald putting his first away for the quarter. And he was really happy with that one on the stick side hip of the keeper. And this was the one running down the side. Found Pike on the bottom corner. Pike with a great finish on that bottom corner. And that was his first of the quarter, second of the game. And we see here, this was Rawdink just running down the side. No defenders coming to him. Just popped it straight through the 5-hole. And that was his first of the quarter and the game. And that was all the scoring we saw in the second term. Out to a 10-1 lead here. And we might just have a quick 5-minute break while I go and get a drink and get my voice back to where it should be, because we have some big games coming. So we'll be back shortly from the Australian Lacrosse Network. Stay tuned for the second half of this game between New Zealand and Victoria. And welcome back here after that quick break. Apologies for that. Just making sure all our technical things are happening as the technical issues are happening out in the ground. Just relieving a bit of rubbish. So we're back into live action here in the third term between New Zealand and Victoria. And we see a 10-1 first half by Victoria. But New Zealand getting on the board there with Zane Harrison just coming around that bottom corner and getting New Zealand on the scoreboard in the first term. And we'll see Patel up against McDonald here. And that has been a really good battle in the face-off. Patel doing a great job against McDonald. I think they're pretty much going even Stevens at the moment. So we'll see what the second half brings in the face-off. We see Heerman and Hannah Roberts on this side. And on the outer side there, we see Bramley against Moat. So face-off just about to be set down there by Carol Boland, and she blows the whistle for the start of the third quarter. And Shane, great job there from Patel. Patel just brings it down here. Holbrook with that cracking shot in that man up, nearly beating Bidwell Barton in that first term. And we have a goalkeeper change here for Victoria. And Lachlan Hodge comes into the cage. He had an outstanding clearing and saving game against WA the other day. As we see the New Zealanders into the offence for the first time. Henry Clarkson with the ball here. He can push. He pushes the short stick. Good double. Good double there from Edgar Ford. And that ball is just great defence there from the long sticker. Just trickles out the back. And Brock Gourley will bring it in for Victoria as New Zealand set up their ride. And we'll get to see whether Lachlan Hodge is on again with that clearing, because he did a great job just trying to set the scene here for this clear. And he was hitting his short sticks all day the other day as Pike just breaks towards him. And Victoria taking their time, getting up the field. And there's an outlet just picks it up. There's one on the loose arm. But play that one on. Buchanan picks the ball up. Kicks down to Pagliaro. Pagliaro down there to Oliver. And apologies the other day. I did call him Oliver because my eyes weren't going good on this scores. But it is Oliver down there. Will Oliver on the field for Victoria. Kicking up to Pagliaro, who kicks it up again to Buchanan. Buchanan out to Rawdink. Rawdink down there to Hannah Roberts. Hannah Roberts down there to Olver. Olver up again to Buchanan. And they'll look to bring the ball back. And he's going to go left here as that first shot he had in the first quarter came down on that left-hand side. Made it. Oh, Pagliaro beating his opponent, stepping inside. Bang, there's a good bounce shot from Pagliaro. He gets his third quarter off to a cracker, and that's his hat-trick for the game. He has one each quarter. As you see here, Pagliaro just liked what he saw with his defensive man, just got him to the left. As soon as he's beaten him, the short stick slide came, but not quick enough. And a good bounce shot up to the top right hand of the net. And Pagliaro will extend the lead here for Victoria to 11-1. And we have, as I said, Pagliaro with his third. I had a few asked to shout out about the footy score last night, and did go and watch the Port Power against West Coast here in the beautiful new Optus Stadium. And Port Power getting over the line, so go the Power. As coming out of the centre here, we see Marsh with a fast. He kicks it down to Pike. Pike's been getting them all day. And there's Pagliaro with his second of the quarter. And his fourth of the game, and that little look away, shot back over the shoulder. And we'll see the replay here, but great job there from Marsh out of the centre. Fast man break here, kicks it to Pike. Pike with another assist for the day, and that one's just kicked to Pagliaro. You can see that great shot over the top left-hand shoulder of the keeper. Great camera angles there from our guys from the Northern Metropolitan TAFE, who do a fantastic job out here today. And we appreciate them being down here running all the cameras. So to all those who have helped from Northern Metropolitan TAFE here in Perth, thank you very much. As Patel shoots that one out the back. Ground ball to be won. Just missing the ground ball there was Ganley. We've got an illegal procedure there where Victoria stepped over the line here. before possession had been called. And New Zealand has the ball, or running into, putting him into a bit of pressure there. But Clarkson doing a great job to get rid of that pressure. Just steps down on his defender. Kicks it down the back there. As Holbrook kicks the ball back up to Harrison, who is the lone goal scorer for New Zealand. Kicks it up here to Henry Clarkson. Victoria really stepping in their defence. Just steps through that one. If he kicks the ball down and keeps the ball moving, he's got two Victorians who have slid over. Good stick in the lane there from Sam Bunches as New Zealand picked the ball up, just hanging the ball out. Really good there again from Bound. Bound's been really good in the defence. Kicks it up here to Warren. There is a fast man break on here again for Victoria. Kicks it down there. Oh, that's ring ting ting off the pipe. Might have copped a bit of the keeper there as well. But a big shot there from Olver. Ball to be won. And that one will come off of a Victorian stick. New Zealand will take the ball on the outer side right near the box as they just collect the ball. And the ball will end up in the stick of the New Zealand player in Robertson. And Robertson steps it over the halfway line. And New Zealand into an offensive set here over to Ganley. Ganley against his short stick opponent will kick the ball down there to Holbrook. Holbrook kicking it over there to Harrison. Harrison likes what he sees on his, but slide coming. Great trail check there from the defender. Really good from Moat. Moat getting his own ground ball. Kicks it over there to his long stick compatriot, who kicks it up the top. That one's just made it really difficult on. Long stick coming on. Good hold there from the New Zealand long stick, who's popped it up. Ball to be won here. Moat with the long stick ball. There's a contest on the outer side here. Rawdink picks up the ball for Victoria. Great presentation down there from Olver. Olver really running hard to get up the field to present for his teammate. Kicks it over there to Pagliaro. He's got two in the quarter. Kicks it up, and Victoria just start to settle it down there. Buchanan with the ball. Kicks it over to Olver. Olver to Pagliaro. Pagliaro just showing a bit of razzle-dazzle down there with the feet. Up to Hannah Roberts. Hannah Roberts here, kicking it up to Rawdink. He's done this before from the top. He goes down, drives. Can he get past that player and open up the hands? Good defence from New Zealand. That second slide coming. Victoria need to move the ball on quickly because it will open up the other side. As we see Pagliaro just sizing up his opponent. Kicking it up there to Buchanan. And Buchanan's going to go about his work. And New Zealand have seen this offense before. Down the left-hand side, good slide there from the New Zealand player. Kicks inside. If they move the ball one more, it was open the other side. Warren with the ball. Steps inside his opponent, but there's a backhand shot. Good defense from the New Zealand there. Picks up. So we've got a loose ball push on Black as he shot the ball. Ball wasn't his stick, just wore a little one after, and the ball will stay in possession of Victoria. Kicks it down here to Olver. We have a 12-1 game here. As Olver just working around, looks inside. Good little feed. Under a lot of pressure there. Hannah Roberts managed to get a shot off, but no backup from Victoria. So New Zealand will have to get through this Victorian ride, which they have struggled to do so far today. And Cruz gets the ball. Kicks it over there to Spencer Clark. Spencer Clark assessing his options. There's a short stick presented there. That is Turunga Perry. Just slips over at the inappropriate time. Kicks it over here to Warren. And Warren just slowing the ball down. Kicks it up to Rawdink, who kicks it up over here to Hannah Roberts, who kicks it back to Rawdink. And Victoria just sending their substitution as Edgar Ford was trying to get a long stick goal by just staying down there. But the Victorian has brought his short stick on, or over with a trip there. That's going to be a penalty. Unfortunately, just a bit of a inherent there. Hold called. And just a tangle there. So Victoria will find themselves in a man-up opportunity. And we see Gibson with the ball as he gets Pagliaro stepping up to his right-hand side. So the Victorian man up here. Kicks it out to Buchanan. Buchanan kicking it to Warren. Out to Pagliaro, looking at Pike on the bottom corner. Pike looking inside, looks up the top here. Finds Warren. Warren with an outside shot. Good save there from the keeper, Cruz. Cruz kicks it up here to Gibson. Gibson keeping the ball moving. Oh, bang, there's his 5th for the game. And Pagliaro with a sizzler from outside. Just lined that one up. And keeper did not see that one. And Pagliaro with his 3rd for the quarter and his 5th for the game. You can see great ball movement here for Victoria. Just steps to the top of the women fan. Good pressure coming to him from New Zealand defence. But Pagliaro there just too good with the shot. Able to free the hands. And that's his 5th of the game. And they are now out to a 13-1 lead here. And the scoring is certainly keeping going here for New Zealand. And Pagliaro, the only goal scorer for this 3rd term, as the guys just go and get tangled up there. Long stick picks it up in bunches. Kicks it over here. No, didn't like the look of McDonald there. So just kicks it down to Buchanan. Buchanan kicking it down to Olver. Good cut there. Oh, steps inside. Hannah Roberts just sizing up his defensive opponent, who kicks it to McDonald. McDonald up to Gibson. Gibson with the short stick. So maybe they'll try and run something, as we just see another substitution here as McDonald comes off and brings on Rawdink. Oh, good defence there. Great defence there from Spencer Clark as Hannah Roberts tried to come around the side, but that's just been popped up into the middle. Ground ball to be won, and Hannah Roberts, who just got dispossessed on the bottom there, gets his own ground ball back, and great work from the short stick to recover that error. But good defence there from Spencer Clark. He was over that, and a shot being had out the outside there by Gibson as the ball trickles out of bounds, but no harm as Olver had the back up there for Victoria, and they will reset down on the bottom corner. Kicks up here to Hannah Roberts, up to Rawdink, kicks over to Gibson. Gibson down to Warren. Warren just looking up the top here, kicks it to Rawdink. He wants that right-hand side of the defenders set. Looks down the bottom here. Kicks to Gibson again. Good save. That is popped over the top. Good save from the keeper. Just got a big stick on it. That one popped over the top there from Cruz. Did a great job. Toby Cox bringing the ball out. Kicks it back to Cox, who kicks it up to his short sticker. Just waiting on it. There are blues coming everywhere here. He's under a lot of pressure, Bramley, but he's good enough at this stage to work his way out. Right in front of the commentary box here. Tiptoeing there. And offside will be called as great job there. Great job there from Bramley coming out. He has taken a lot of heat as his New Zealand defensive there, and Murahidi just coming up to give him a bit of a high five. So there is a penalty on the play here, which will be a offside call, as just with the pressure that he was bringing Bramley there, just managed to draw that attacker offside with the attempt to knock him out of bounds. And good play, good strong play there. Really good from Jackson Bramley, and you can see why he got the MVP yesterday with the work he's bringing up from the defensive end in those clearing drills. Took on 1, 2, 3 and managed to draw the foul. And we have New Zealand here having called a timeout just as they got over the line there, and Ash will go about speaking to his players. And like last time from this end, they have a man-up opportunity, and last time they got Zane Harrison loose as he came around that bottom corner. And can Zane Harrison put another one on the goals for New Zealand and get one back here against the Victorians? We will find out as this time out will come to an end very shortly. 13-1 is the score here. Debbie Sam says great first half from the Vicks. Carolyn McCluckey is watching. Alan Ryan also, good work, Joey. Lee Haskett watching, g'day Lee. Ethan West watching, Barry Morris, big shout out to Baz. Evan Willis also, Tanya Copeland. Tanya, thank you for yesterday for miking up for us. It was great, and we look forward to seeing you out here again today. Scotty Peterson, one of the ETP boys, just watching online. Don't know whether Scotty's actually having a run around this year. No, still not running around. Daniel Robertson, there we go, big Robbo, big shout out to you, mate. And look forward to meeting you in the first game there between North Adelaide and Sturt. And always a pleasure. He's a great man, Dan Robertson. And, yeah, really look forward to it. Brodie Hoyle says, let's go, Ethan Buchanan. Yeah, Ethan doing a great job out there in the offence for Victoria. As, again, Victoria putting immense pressure on this man up. As soon as they get out the back here, they're sending the long stick to come out. Ball kicks up the top there to Robertson. Robertson down to Clarkson. Clarkson down to the goal scorer in Harrison. Harrison kicks it back over. Kicks it back up again here to Robertson. Robertson just not finding his opponent. The the man up is about to be released. There's a loose ball here. Looks inside. Oh, good shot there, but great save from the Victorian keeper in Hodge. And Houlihan making the keeper work, but he was up to the challenge. Big save down low, and Hodge gives it up, kicks it over to... So Victoria will release that other penalty as the long stick steps down, has a ping, and Butchers, the co-captain for Victoria, figures I'm down near the women's fan line. I may as well with the long stick have a crack. And no damage done there for Victoria as they are now even on the field with 6 on 6. 1 minute left in this third term. And Pike with the ball, scoring an assist machine that he has been for the week. And he's looking at bringing someone else into the play, and that play is Warren down the side. They have about 45 seconds to go in the third term. And looking here is Pagliaro. Lines up. He's got 4 for the quarter. Looks inside. Oh, big shot. That was really well held there from Buchanan. Able to take that under immense pressure. Gets the shot away. Back up here. 22 seconds to go. Kicks it up to Pike. Pike kicks it over here again to Buchanan. Buchanan with the short stick. This is where they kick it down the back. That's Olver with the ball. Looks inside. Pike's open. Can he find him? Kicks down the bottom to Warren. Warren pings a shot. Good save there from the keeper in Cruz. Cruz with a big save, looking to clear, and time is about to run out here in the third term. Can New Zealand just hold it out? There it goes, the whistle for the three-quarter time. And New Zealand, that little bit of pressure by Victoria in that last foray there, being able to stop that offensive threats. And we see here at three-quarter time, we have Victoria 13, New Zealand 1. And all the scoring that quarter was done by Joseph Pagliaro. He got 3 for the quarter, has 5 for the game. And but there was some really good work down there in the offensive end for the Victorian team. Really moving the ball around crisply. The coaches must like what they're seeing coming into the final tomorrow, and if the ball movement is that good tomorrow, like Victoria is showing, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with as we see the three-quarter time break here. And we will just get on some replays here, and it could be the Pagliari show in these replays of the third term, but really good ball movement here. Just this one here, Pagliari just dragging here. The short stick doesn't get to him in time. Good bounce shot there for Pagliaro. That's for one of his goals for the third term. This was a fast man break. Really well worked there. Marsh bringing the ball out. Kicks, draws the man, kicks it down to Pike, and Pike just with the assist and that little look away from Pagliaro. He's done that a few times where he seems to look away and pop it over the left-hand shoulder. And this one here with on the outside, just a rebound comes out. Pagliaro, Gibson, and Pagliaro with the laser from the outside, if I can use one of Timmy Kennedy's words there, but laser from Pagliaro. And we're back to the fourth term here as we see. It's worth another look, this laser. Bang. offside hip. Very hard for goalies to stop those offside hips. And we are back into the fourth term here. And we have Victoria leading 13-1. And we will see Patel against Marsh. Marsh winning their last battle. Patel with the ball now. And we have a withholding on blue. So Patel with the face-off win there will pick up the ball and bring New Zealand into attack for the start of the fourth term. Patel kicks it over here to Ganley. Ganley just kicking it up to Clarkson, and Clarkson just assessing what the offense is doing here for New Zealand. They're in a 2-2-2 again, running a 2-2-2 I formation with a high formation in the I. We see here that Harrison coming around the corner. He got one here before, and the man up just drops the hands. The New Zealand defender says not this time, but great able to rebound his ball here. Harrison still under immense pressure. Needs a teammate to present to him to try and give the ball off. He's doing a lot of work. None of his teammates are presenting. As he kicks it up the top now to Clarkson. Good work there from young Harrison. Took on a lot of pressure as he just goes through one there. And that has just got a trail check. As Clarkson loses the ball. Kicks it back here to Hodge. Hodge looks up the middle. Marsh just not quite being on side. He doesn't see the guy coming from the right-hand side. We're going to see a flag here. Just copped that one around the neck. So we will just see what the referees call here. As Shane Abbott just comes out to reiterate that call. We've got a flag down. Okay, so we've got an illegal procedure there on New Zealand, and we have a 1-minute penalty on the defender for Victoria. Obviously, with the lower penalties there for New Zealand, they will keep control of the ball. It will be even on the field. We will have a 5-on-5 situation here in the offense. So New Zealand starting with the ball. Down the back, and again, Harrison under immense pressure from the defence of New Zealand. Steps inside, little backhand. Good save again there from Hodge. But good work from Harrison. Certainly standing up for his New Zealand teammates here. As long stick here, Lachlan Bound comes down. So Victoria will be in a man-down situation for about another 30 seconds. As they just kick the ball down, kicks it here to Buchanan. Buchanan has Marsh inside, but they are a man down, and they have a long stick up in the offensive end there, Bound. So Bound just coming back over the defensive end. They will have a release here of that penalty. And both teams are about to be even on the field as we get Ulver just bringing the ball down into the back corner. And Victoria sending on their offensive players as Ulver just tries to work on his Victorian counterpart. Gets inside, drops the hands. Good defence there. Another good trail check from the New Zealand defender. As the ball is here to be won. Bang, big collision there. That's a rubbing as racing sort of collision. Both boys going hard at the ball. And Pike picking up that ground ball after the big hit between him and Clarkson. But that's what we like to see. Both boys going hard at the ball. And Pike with a great ground ball. As we see Buchanan just trying to show a bit of razzle-dazzle. Kicks it up here to Pike. As we see Warren come on for Victoria. And Turunga Perry has picked him up as he's came off the bench as well. Kicks down there to Ulver. Ulver to Pagliaro. Pagliaro up there to Buchanan. Buchanan over to Pike. Pike over to Warren. Warren liking what he sees with the short stick here. Looks inside to Pike. Oh, Pike drops his hands and the stick because that was great defence. New Zealand saw that coming. Oh, good stick handling there from New Zealand. Really good stick handling from the New Zealander there, Hammond, but just gives up the ball up top side, steps down, and there we go, Olver, bang, puts one away for Victoria. And Olver with his first of the quarter and first of the game, and Olver gets on the scoreboard in the fourth quarter. Really good work there from the New Zealand stick handler. That was great stick handling, but unfortunately his pass up the ground was a little inherent. As you see the replay go there, and you can see Olver just putting a bullet out from the outside, 45 right, and he is on the scoreboard. It is 14-1 here, New Zealand v Victoria, and we see here again Patel coming up against McDonald, and McDonald complaining that there was an illegal procedure there. He went quickly, and Carol Boland agreeing with him, and McDonald will start with the ball. So just kicks it down to Buchanan. Buchanan to the goal scorer, who's just still trying to work his defensive man out there, Olver. So we've got 10 minutes left in this game. And ball kicks up here to Rawdink. So 10 minutes left on the clock here in this one in the fourth quarter. As Victoria Pagliaro comes down the bottom. Good save there from Cruz. Got him down low. Good shot from Pagliaro. But Cruz was all over that one. And Cruz looking for a... Oh, he's popped that one up the middle. That is tough for his New Zealand opponent. Picked off there from Gibson. Gibson gives it straight back to Cruz. He's not happy with that shot. But again, good stick handling there from the long sticker, and Bunches kicks it over, looks down, and Bunches is on the scoreboard. There we go. Longies always love a goal. Great interception up the top. Kicked it down to his short sticker. His short sticker said, well, you've done all the work to bring it down. We may as well give you one, as we see on the replay here. Bunches just kicks it down. Good inside look. Left-hand pop. Stick side hip. And the defender is on the board. And the co-captain there in Sam Bunches gets on the board. We are 14-1 here with 9:09 left. 9:09 left in the quarter. As they have a timeout here called. And a couple of shout-outs here. Nicole Simpson says, excellent work, Victoria. Well done, Hodgie. Daniel Ediston, big shout-out to Dan. Mate, love that you're always on watching lacrosse, and good. Craig Schicker, the one and only Mr. Craig Schicker, who will come up in the next game. One of the co-coaches of South Australia is watching. Michael Gowdy, big shout-out to Mick over there in SA. Always does a great job in the black and whites. Gary Morris says, go Zane Harrison. Yep, great play. He's been very, very good, Harrison, for Victoria. Geordie Campbell's watching as well. Carolyn Lynan says, go Hodgie as well. Cade Robertson, big Cato. Big shout out to you, mate. And glad that you can be on this live feed with the Australian Lacrosse Network. And Jenny Strong says, great defence, New Zealand. So, yeah, look, they have done really well here in the last couple of quarters, only in the second half, and only giving up 3 in the last quarter and 2 here. So doing a good job, the New Zealand defence. So we've got 9:09 left in the game. And we see Patel here coming up against Marsh. Patel just flicks the ball out. So we've got a hold by Blue there. And Patel again will come up with the ball, although he subs off. Gives it to his other short stick here in Bramley. Bramley's had a good game as well for New Zealand. Kicks it over there to Clarkson. Clarkson just picking up Marsh. Clarkson not minding the short stick attention. Kicks it over here to Holbrook. Holbrook kicking it up to Bramley. Bramley looking at doing some work, just steps inside. Good defence there from Shea Moat. Shea Moat, need to get rid of it here. He's under immense pressure from the defence. Needs to move the ball on. Kicks it on there. Good take under some pressure was Houlihan. But Houlihan is under too much defensive pressure. The ball has hit the ground. Come out here. Holbrook should pick up the ball. Playing really well, Holbrook as well. Just coming around on his left-hand side. Rolls back on his right. Kicks the ball up. So kicks the ball there to Harrison. Harrison kicks it up to Clarkson. Flag is shown, so New Zealand with an opportunity here. Just kicks down the side, looks inside, bounce pass. No, not a bounce pass, just an inherent pass. And we will see an interference call here on Victoria as Shane Moat will go to the bench and New Zealand will be in a man-up situation. And we see whether they can put another one on the board here for New Zealand as New Zealand send out their man-up team. Kicks out here to Hand. Hand just flicks it over. Kicks it over to Robertson. Robertson kicking down to Clarkson. It's only a 30-second penalty, so New Zealand will have to do some work. Kicks it down there to Harrison. Harrison again kicking it up there to Robertson. Robertson looks inside. Bang. Big shot there. Good shot from Houlihan. Kicks it up the top. Outside shot being had. That one's gone past. Good back up there as the penalty is released from Victoria. And they are in an even, but good opportunity there. Good save again from Lachlan Hodge, who just saved that shot from Houlihan. Kicks up the top here. Daniel Robinson with the ball now. Kicking it over to Henry Clarkson. Clarkson going against his work against Marsh. Kicks the ball down the back. Just steps inside. Kicks up here to Clarkson. Clarkson kicks it over to Robertson. Robertson to Clarkson. Clarkson to Robertson. If there was a dream team, they'd be racking up plenty of points up the top here. Henry Clarkson running down the side. Steps inside his... Oh, good save again there from Hodge. Just got inside. Beat the defender there, Clarkson. But Hodge was up to that challenge. And kicks it out to Ford. And Ford will bring it up for Victoria. Ford almost driving it out of the defensive end there. Sorry about that pun. Kicks it over here to Pike. Pike gets knocked down once he gets rid of the ball. So we've got an illegal body cross-check here on the New Zealand defender. That will be Alistair Heerman. He will sit down for a minute. Victoria will be in a man-up situation for a minute. We've got about 5.5 minutes to go in this fourth term between New Zealand and Victoria. Victoria currently leading 14-1. Kicks it up there to Gibson. Gibson kicking it over to Warren. Warren kicks it down. Kicks it over there to Buchanan. Buchanan stepping up. Warren just over the side and bang, there's another one. And Pagliaro continues his scoring for the game. Little laser from down low, beating Cruz in the cage. And that is his sixth for the game. And you can see here Victoria working their man up really well. Just got the man, drew that man enough to free the hands from the second fan of the women's there and just pops it down low. And Pagliaro with his sixth goal of the game, doing a great job on the scoreboard. And New Zealand still in a man-down situation here. So we have McDonald against Turunga Perry.
Stands down. Steps.
So given that other side is not open until possession is called, they cannot send another man. So just kicks it here to Rawdink. Rawdink has one coming on behind him. Kicks it down to Buchanan. Buchanan down to Olver, just making him have to work for that pass. Who kicks it down here to Hannah Roberts. Hannah Roberts gets Gibson coming behind, picking up the short stick, just inverting that short stick from behind. Gibbo, that's a terrible pass to his teammate Olver. Puts him under immense pressure, but Olver up to the challenge as a flag is thrown here. Ball, flag on the play. Rawdink comes down the side, steps inside again, gets open. Good post. Goalie holding his post there. We will have a flag down here again for New Zealand. So it's only a 30-second call for interference on the long stick New Zealander as Jack, and he will sit in the box, and that is Spencer Clark. And Spencer Clark just having a 30-second rest over there for a bit of interference. So Lachlan Warren with the ball. 3 minutes to go in the quarter. 3 minutes to go also in the game. And Buchanan kicks it over to Pagliaro. Pagliaro over to Warren. Warren just assessing. Kicks it over here. Likes what he sees. Oh, ring ting ting. That has gone all the way over the Victorian bench. Had some fling on that one. And a big bar there for Gibbo. And Gibbo's just given it over back to his Victorian teammates in the coach's box. They're quite happy about it. Even the long stickers couldn't grab that one. Plenty of heat on that shot, but no goal. And Warren goes about his work on this bottom corner. Good defence there from Jackson Bramley. Kicks it up the top to Olver. Olver here again. Kicks it to Gibson. Gibson to Buchanan. Bang, another ting. They're finding posts at the moment. That's 2 in a row from Victoria with 2 minutes to go. Pepper in the goals, but they are finding the orange of the post. And two big ting ting tings right there. As steps around inside, Warren looks up, looks bang, finds his teammate there in Buchanan. And Buchanan gets his second for the game and first for the quarter. Good inside look there from Warren. As we see on the replay here, just Warren drawing his man on the bottom corner. Not much space there for Buchanan to work in, but enough to be able to put it there. Puts it over the top left-hand corner of the keeper. And he has his second for the game. And New Zealand just pushing out to a 15-1 deficit here. Victoria up with about a minute and a half to go in this first game of our live feed for the Australian Lacrosse Network. Stay tuned to us for the rest of the day as we have 2 big games in the women's and men's competition with South Australia taking on WA. They are both going to be crackers of a game as Rawdink picks up the ball, kicks it down to Buchanan. Buchanan down to Olver with the 1-2 here. Olver steps around, just puts that one in the back of the net, and Olver with a good little roll round there. Just maybe with a bit of a screen. Keeper Cruz didn't see it, and Olver with his second of the game, as we see here. Just Olver going to work on his defensive player and found the goalie on the opposite side, and there was plenty of space to put that one away. And Will Olver says, thank you very much. His second of the quarter and second of the game. And still with about a minute and a bit to go here. And as I said, stay tuned for the rest of the day because 2 cracking games, eventually knockout finals between South Australia and Western Australia. Proud to bring it to you live and free on the Australian Lacrosse Network as Sam Butchers, the goal scorer, picks it up. He's staying in the offense. He wants another one. Oh, that pass is just a bit high. Olver's done a good job to try and keep that in. Little BTB, try and ground ball there. Ball has come off. That will be a New Zealand ball. We have 1 minute 20 left in the game. As Daniel Edelson, mate, says we can't hear the power. Well, we heard the power last night because Scotty Gill and Scotty Gill doing a great job here looking after us so we can get my voice out to you. Scotty and I were big, great pickup there from Gibson. Just a one-handed pickup, but just throws the ball away. So out there, McDonald just can't get a handle on the ball. That will be a New Zealand ball. So one for you here, Daniel. Go the power. We heard that a lot last night. And Nicole Simpson says the weather looks okay. The weather is beautiful here. The blue sky just really starting to turn it on at the East Fremantle Lacrosse Club. And 38 seconds in the game. So we have a timeout charge to New Zealand. The last 40-odd seconds of the game gives me a chance to give a couple of shout-outs here. Yeah. So Nicole Simpson, yes, the weather's beautiful down here currently at the East Fremantle Lacrosse Club. If you're around the place, it is a beautiful Saturday will be a beautiful Saturday afternoon down here with 2 cracking games. So if you're able to get down here, come down and support the teams. Plenty of people out here early in the morning to support this game. But if you're not, send a shout out or a share on the live feed for the Australian Lacrosse Network and get on and watch this. We're looking to see big numbers this afternoon for those 2 games, both in the women's and men's games. I'm sure there will be a massive crowd down here as it is South Australia and WA for both games. And Nicole also says, great to see more of Bound this game. He's done well. Yes, he's done a great job with the long pole there and really on fire. Harry Giannis, so obviously coming up in the next game, or the late game, I should say, playing for South Australia. Harry's on the live feed watching. Big shout out to you, Haz. And Gav Levy is watching from wherever. Big shout out to you, Gav. Sorry I missed you yesterday, mate. I heard you were around. We'll have to catch up and say good day when you are around the place, I'm sure, at this beautiful venue, the East Fremantle Lacrosse Club, and haven't they turned it on? We will catch up a bit later. So the last 48 seconds here, it is 18-1 to New Zealand. And Victoria will start with the ball. And they would like to put another one on, but they've really spread the New Zealand defence here. So maybe they're just going to try and hold the ball for one last shot. So we've got 30 seconds now. As the clock comes on the field, we see Warren shaping up against his short stick opponent. Kicks it over here to Gibson. Gibson sends some fire. But good backup there from Victoria. About 20 seconds to go now. Pagliaro with the ball. He's got 6 for the game. Kicks it over here to Olver. Olver went about his work before. Found an open net. Looks up the top. Gibson, great pickup. Good save there from Cruz again. That's 2 from Cruz against Gibson. Oh, put that one open. There is an open net. Shot to be had. Oh, unlucky. The defender from New Zealand trying everything in his power to pick that one up. And a good outside shot there. And Hannah Roberts gets one. Just in a turnover, unlucky slip there from the New Zealand team. And that is a good shot there. And Victoria get another one on the board. And Hannah Roberts, I believe, with that one. As we have about 4 to 5 seconds left in this game. So it's been a fantastic hit out by the Victorian and New Zealand guys, and it's always really great to see Victoria and Waikato coming over from New Zealand. They obviously love the experience they have over here. Ball will go to New Zealand as Patel just breaking early there. Long ball, and that one goes over the top. And that is the end of the game here in the first of our triple header on the Australian Lacrosse Network. Sees Victoria running out 19-1 winners against New Zealand. And goal scorers that quarter for Victoria. We had 2 from Will Olver. That was his first 2 for the game. We had 1 from the long sticker who didn't he love it. Sam Bunches getting his first on after a bit of a give and go. Pagliaro adding to his score tally for today. He gets his 6th. And we had Ethan Buchanan getting another one, which is 2 for the quarter. 19-1 is the score here for the game, and very shortly we will head over to the MVP presentations, and we'll get the coaches to hear who is the MVPs. Look, for me, obviously Victoria had some really good players. Joseph Pagliaro with 6, he really stood out, but Warren, Harari, Gibson, Pike, Olver coming into his own there, but the long stickers, Bunches and Ford and the 2 goalies stood up exceptionally well. But for me, I think Pagliaro for that one on the New Zealand team. Look, Harrison fought really hard, as did Clarkson. And Ganley was certainly around the place. Him and some great Cruz in the cage was really good. Robertson doing some work there. Bramley, and he got the MVP yesterday. He was very close to it. But I think today, Zane Harrison for me. So we will head over towards the coaches now as the players just shake hands. And we will find out our MVPs for this game. So we might just go through some replays while the boys are just shaking hands here. And into the 4th quarter. So we had running down, looks down the outside, and that was the big bang. Thank you very much from the right-hand side there. As this was the turnover, and this was Sammy Bunches. He loved it, gets low, pops it stick side, right-hand hip. And didn't he love that one, as all long stickers do when they get down there. His teammates really happy for him. As the ball kicked down the back here, this is Buchanan. Buchanan kicks it up the top. kicks it around, finds the laser there of Pagliaro down low. That was his fourth quarter goal. Just dropped low as the ball kicked around here and just steps inside. This is the one inside there to Buchanan. Buchanan, great little take, finds the man, just pops it up the top left-hand corner of the goalie there in Cruz. So this was a great move on the outside. Little roll, found the goalie coming the other side. That was Olver's first, or one of his two for the quarter. And this one was the one that just got turned over. As you see the slip there, open goal, and Hannah Roberts finds that one in the back of the cage. As I said, not showing too much emotion about that, but take them when you can get them. And off to the coaches for the MVPs.
Thanks a lot to New Zealand. You guys, I've seen you over the last few years. I think you've really improved a lot. You really, you know, the scoreline doesn't really represent how hard you guys were playing. I thought you were really fantastic out there. You're just getting better and better every year, which is really good to see. You've got a great program. You've got some great coaches, so keep it up. Best on ground today for New Zealand was number 3, Shan Patel. Congratulations, mate. Well done.
All right, Victoria, obviously it's always impressive to watch you guys play lacrosse. I know your program's hard driving and it creates all sorts of competition within it. You know, pushes you guys to new heights each and each year. This looks like one of the strongest squads I've seen in the 4 years I've been coming. All right, I'm sure you're going to have a real good day tomorrow, and you know, best of luck to you in the tournament. Your winner today is Shay Moat. Yeah, Shay. Want me to put it on for you?
That would be great, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, and thank you to coaches there, Chris Marsh and Ash Barnes, for letting us in on those presentations. It's great that the coaches are able to do that and we can bring that to you. MVPs, just reiterating that, for Victoria, Shay Moat with the long stick there, had a great game and plenty of turnovers, and there was a massive amount of pressure that he was bringing in that defensive end, worked really hard, and obviously in the face-off there, Shan Patel did a great job against the Victorian face-off players, and he has had a great tournament for the week in the centre. But as we wrap it up here for the first game of our 3-game series today, our live stream, stay tuned to the Australian Lacrosse Network. We'll come back to you very shortly with the big game between WA and SA in the women's. So until then, stay tuned to the Australian Lacrosse Network.